Hello everybody, my name is Kevin Okai and I'm a photographer and cinematographer based in Accra, Ghana. On this channel, I'm going to share with you guys some of the tips and tricks I picked up through my years of working. And today we're going to be talking about how to build your confidence as a creative. There's a saying that goes that once you see a sausage being made, you don't get to enjoy it as much. And the reason being, in the making of a sausage, all parts of the animal, be it chicken, beef, pork, are all grinded down into what we have and what we enjoy as our sausages. You find somebody wanting to eat a whole pack of sausages because he likes it so much. Now, if you were behind the scenes and you've seen them not even cleaning the bird or the beef or the animal that is being served to you as a sausage, you are not going to enjoy it, right? I mean, take it for instance, the same thing that goes with the social media creators, the people behind these big companies. There was a Netflix what you call it, documentary on them saying that they wouldn't allow their kids to use it. And if you think about it, why would you allow your kids to use something that you've created and put out in the world? Because they know that the bad parts of whatever they made. Now, as a creative, this sort of applies to us most of the times, and we don't even realize it. Usually, when we want to create something, we've seen other people do it in certain ways. We've watched behind the scenes. We've been around friends who are creating it, and we have a certain perception or a certain thinking as to how we want to approach that project. Now, we might have created a mood board, gotten the inspiration and all that, and then once we get to the production stage, you realize that things are not going as you'd have wanted it. Everything you wanted is not going that way. Things is like you have a plan, but you just have to make things work right there and then. And in the process of doing this, it can sort of kill your spirit because you don't get to enjoy it as much as you thought it would be, and everything becomes a makeshift band of work. Even though you didn't enjoy making that project as much as you thought, it is a record of how you are progressing as a creative. It's some sort of a documentary of how much you are growing. Now, what I usually do is I tend to look back on my past work and then compare it with my current work, and then it helps me realize that I've come far as a creative. Because if I should show you some of the work that I used to do back then and I thought I was doing great, you'd also be wondering like what is this, or how come you've changed so much, or your everything has changed. So I always tell people, if you have the chance, even if you don't want to put it out, just keep it as a record, and then from time to time revisit it so that it helps you realize that you are doing something. The next point I want to talk about is comparing. You usually talk about not comparing with other people's work on social media, not looking at other things, and it's bad. Yes, it's bad. I'm not gonna say go compare, because it's gonna kill your spirit. It's gonna kill your confidence as a creative. Don't do that. But if you want to compare, look at it this way. All right, you can look at it from the point of inspiration and not competition. Okay, you can look at other people's work and then put it together and build some sort of a mood board, how you want to go about your work, or how you want your work to look like. You don't have to copy verbatim the same thing that they did, but I also realized that there is nothing new on earth, right? The person that made that work that you are so pleased by got inspiration from someone, okay? And it applies to the person before that, and so forth and so on. All right, now that it's your turn, all you have to do is look at it, screenshot it, take it, whatever you want to do with it, and then build off of it. And that will also help you build your body of work or create your own style as a creative. Speaking of comparing, another point I'm going to talk about is perfectionism. All right, now once we create something, we always want it to be great. We always want it to be the best. We always want it to be so good that once we put it out there, it is received well, or people enjoy it as much as we thought they would. All right, now I'm not gonna lie, we all enjoy that dopamine hit on when you post a picture or a video online, and then everybody's talking about it, everybody's raving about it. It feels great, it feels good. Perfect is very relative. All right. Now, what you would call perfect might not be what somebody would call perfect, and what I might not be, what I find perfect might not be what somebody will find perfect, and that's okay. But then, if you keep on chasing perfectionism, you're not gonna do anything because you're sitting on that same old project trying to perfect it each and every day. Okay, and you realize that it's taking you months and years, and you are still on that one project. Now, wherever you get to on the project, if it's good as it's gonna be, or if you realize that this is good enough, you just put it out there. Okay, and like I mentioned earlier, it's a record of how you are progressing. All right, so even if it might not be as great as you thought it would be today, you'll look back at it tomorrow and realize that, wow, like this was something good. Like I should have given myself a thumbs up back then because I was doing great. As a creative, you need to start thinking of creating for yourself and not as much as creating for social media or creating for people or creating for money. All right, now look at it this way. As a chef, usually you cook for yourself just to try your food, see how good it tastes and how best you can improve on it. Now, the more you create for yourself, the more you enjoy the process, because there is no level of perfectionism that you are trying to achieve, or you're not trying to please people. You are just trying to have fun with your camera, and that's what you should be doing. Like if you don't have any ideas, it doesn't have to be any sort of grandiose ideas that you have to come up with to go create. It could be as simple as you just walking out there and then taking pictures of things you see, things that excite you, or taking self-portrait of yourself, or just calling up friends and telling them that, hey, I want to try my hands on this. Are you down? You'll be surprised that most of them will be down to do it. And just go for it. Just create for yourself. And the more you create for yourself, the more you realize daily that your skills are improving. Now, lastly, if none of these things work for you, what you have to put at the back of your mind is, what's the worst thing that can happen? All right, if your work is not as good as you thought it would be, or if your cameras are not as great as people's cameras, or if you show your work to other people, they're not gonna like it or not. What's the worst thing that can happen? At the end of the day, you are still alive, whether they like your work or not. You still have tomorrow to try again. So what is stopping you? You just need to get out there and then focus on you and just do things for yourself. And once you do it, trust me, the people will come. All right, because with progress comes recognition. Okay, and then the more you do it, the more you're going to progress. And if the recognition is what you want, it will come the more you do it, and that's all going to help with your confidence. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and also leave a comment. I'm going to check it out and reply as I give you guys more tips and tricks.